Hello and welcome back to DeadMooseGaming, and today we are back with World of Tanks. But this isn't PC World of Tanks, oh no. This is on the PlayStation 4. Whoa! Who would have thought it, eh? World of Tanks finally coming to PS4 after a long wait. I guess Microsoft rather, has lamented. They thought, oh yeah, let's let Sony have World of Tanks as well, so there we are, that's what's happening. So, the map, Sam River, you can recognise it. This is Sam River before they changed it on PC. So the assault game mode, I'm assuming, isn't ridiculous on the PS4 version currently. I am in the Locust PS, which PS stands for PlayStation. And I got this tank along with a T1E6 PlayStation because I played it during the beta, which was from the 4th to the 6th of December. So the last day as of recording. So yeah, I'm still trying to get used to the controls. That sentence, control the controls, who would have thought it. It's a little bit more difficult than the keyboard and mouse, as I'm used to, but I did fairly okay in this match. But that's not the only reason I'm showing you it. I also want to detail the changes, or the differences rather, between the two games. So, in my opinion, the graphics on this version look much better than they do on the PC. I don't know if that's just me, or it's a common opinion, as I haven't really talked to anybody else about it, but it is for me. Just aiming in on this BT7, but it is 30 frames, so 30 frames isn't that bad. It's playable. But yeah, it is constant. There aren't really any lag spikes. So I'm aiming again. I can't speak. I'm aiming in on this BT7. I hit him and damage his module. I think it tells you which modules you damage on this, which would be what the commander skill would tell you instead, whatever it's called. I can't quite remember. I'll add in the name in a minute. But I was looking, and there are actually more skills and perks on the console version than there are on the PC version. There was one for being able to stay underwater for longer periods of time, for instance, which was a really interesting feature, to be honest. I mean, I don't know what the usefulness of that will be, but it's there if you want it, which I like. Just going to finish off this BT7, hopefully, if all goes to plan. No, I don't need the shot properly. I know I don't have enough gun depression, so I've got to lean forward. Well, not lean forward, I've got to poke across the bridge. There's also a pop-up on the bottom which tells you if you're detected or not. I don't know if it goes off in this game, probably at some point. But you saw there, I just lost 14 health. I think you take more fall damage on this game. But again, there is actually a crew skill which produces the amount of fall damage you take, which is another really interesting perk, which you could use to your advantage. So I set the Locust on fire, and he's dead. So I'm on 2 kills. And you may have noticed the ribbons on the top right of the screen. This is similar to World of Warships, that system, and they're slowly implementing it into PC versions as well, I believe. So you saw there, it popped up saying detected. I'm aiming in at this M2 medium now, and he's dead. There are 3 enemies left. Hopefully I'm not going to cap, but there's a possibility. I just prefer the graphics, as I was saying. They just look really nice, really polished, and also the mini-map's a lot different as well, as you will be able to tell. So I'm going to try rushing in to get a little bit more damage off of this last tank, but unfortunately, because we're in a definite situation for needing it, our team caps it out, and we win the game. And there is a nice post-game results screen here. It gives you all the things you need to know. And it also tells you all of all of the achievements you do. I actually got a mastery badge for this game. It was fairly mediocre, only 500 damage, but you know. And there are also operations which are similar to missions. As, if you complete a certain parameter, they get you first aid kits, etc., that kind of thing. I also got quite a nice amount of XP and credits for that game, and the currency system works fairly similar to that in the PC version. So here I am in my fairly stock Panzer 1C. The map is Cliff, as again you will be able to recognise from the PC version. And I'm just going to detail a few more things about the PS4 version while we're here. And I will start off with research. It is mostly similar to the PC version. You research modules, etc. And if you research the correct lines, it takes you to the tanks which you need to research. So yeah, similar. But there is a difference. You can research packages on this one. And a package is basically, if you've got a mobility package, it would research an engine and tracks at the same time, for instance. And if you've got an armor package, maybe a turret, possibly, and maybe a gun as well. So that's a slight difference. It's not really going to affect gameplay that much, but it's a nice feature, which I'm for. Adds a bit of variety. So I'm going to try aiming at this locust, and I can get a shot. And I think this is the mouse cannon or something like that. So it's quite burst. And you can reload clips as you can on one of the tanks when they're half expended or something, which I just did then. And this locust, thanks for showing me your side armor, mate. I'm going to take full advantage of that, but I'm still bouncing. And yes, there are premium shells, and yes, artillery is in this. Artillery, of course, being universally balanced, and premium shells just being a nuisance. But I would assume that less people would fire premium on this as they don't know about it as much, but I don't really know. So I finish off that locust down there, using the high grounds to my advantage. There is no artillery, which I've just realised, so I don't really need to weave around and try and avoid it. It's a fairly close game, currently 9-8, and if you can hear voices in the background, I apologise, because that's the World of Tanks voice communications which seem to be on the console. I haven't found a way for turning it off, so that's the reason you might be able to hear it slightly. So once again, I apologise for that, but we'll live through it. I'm doing a bit of mountaineering as I go down here. My heavy chunk of metal. But I get down and I make my way to the rest of our team. So there isn't really anything much which is that different, really. It only goes up to tier 8 currently, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's still in beta, so there's no real urgency. And this locust though, I'm ripping it apart with this gun, and he bounces off me there, and he's dead. And you can repair your turret. It's interesting that it doesn't open the pop-up like it does on the PC version, so you see the modules, etc. If only one of them's damaged, it does it automatically, but if two or more are damaged, it gives you the option for which one, obviously. So I was pouring in some flanking fire into that Stuart there, which seems to be quite successful, as there is only one enemy tank remaining, which we shall dispatch the might of our stock Panzer 1C. But it still has the top speed. I'm going at 60 kilometers currently, which is very nice. So I'm aiming in on this Su-76, and he's going to get ripped apart by our team. And I finish him off. Have a nice little dive as well. Don't take any damage for it. And that's a victory. That is a GG. So that was a pretty good game. Another ace tanker, along with various other ribbons and such. But now I'm just going to give my final thoughts on the PlayStation version. So I feel like the PS4 version of World of Tanks is going to be very fun and enjoyable. I think that along with the slight changes from the PC version, that the core features are very well done and are very enjoyable to play. So I don't know when the next open beta is going to be, but I hope it will be sometime soon, as I've really enjoyed this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this. I might do another video on this at some point in the future, but we shall see. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.